I am here in New York City because tonight I'm going to be giving a talk on authentic communication, and especially with the focus on being a more credible, more believable communicator. I have a whole bunch of ideas around this. You can do an email, on the phone, with your family, with prospective clients, with your business team in so many ways. So I'm excited to give this talk tonight. And because I had a couple hours off this afternoon, I thought here in the hotel room I was going to share with you now probably one of the most commercial card tricks I do. This is a classic of card magic. Many magicians have done this. I'm going to share with you a couple of really key points on this, okay? This is a killer. It's one of these ones that really makes jaws drop, okay? So let me show you that right now. Let's drop into this thing here. I got a pack of cards. In this case, a large half dollar, silver dollar, I should say. Got a deck of cards. You say, look to someone. I want you to say stop as I dribble the cards whenever you want. They can say stop whenever they want. They call stop. You cut the pack exactly where they say stop. You say, let's see what card we're going to start with. The Ace of Hearts. And you do this real slowly, really slowly. You take the Ace of Hearts, you put it on the table, mark its spot, make sure you can't get near it with the large coin. Okay, that's the first card. The second card here we're going to use is the Queen of Spades. And you say, watch the Queen. They watch the Queen. The Ace is isolated. Couldn't get any fair. Just rub your fingers across the Queen, and they see the Queen become the Ace. And now, when they lift off the coin, impossibly down, there is the Queen. You say, let's try that again. I'm going to break the magician's rule here. We'll do it a second time, okay? You say, look, this time you're going to have an involvement in this, because what I'll do is I'll leave the Ace and the Queen both on the table, all right? Then you mix them around, or they can mix them around if they want. And this time, instead of the coin, I mean, they can put the coin on either one, but if they want, they can even slap their hand down on any one. Doesn't matter. Let's assume they go with that one for now. Totally fair choice. You say, look, what'd you leave here? Okay, so you left me with the Queen. You say, look, keep an eye on the Queen. Snap my fingers now, look, boom, there's the Ace, and impossibly, there's the Queen. Now, this is the classic two-card transposition. I'm going to show you the details, exactly what I did here, why it's nice to use an extra object. I'm going to show you my signed card version, okay? Haven't shared this with many magicians. This is my signed card version, and it's very commercial. There's a little subtlety I'm going to share with you. So we're going to do that all on this video. What else am I going to do? Let's pop this up here for a second. Also going to give away, do the question of the week, where you get a chance to win my Reconstruction card trick. Reconstruction are custom printed, very cool labels, cool gimmicks that you can use with a whole bunch of bridge and bicycle card size playing cards. And I'm going to announce the winners from last week's contest, which is Slider. Whole bunch you entered the Slider, a very cool mentalism gimmick. As always, you can check out Reconstruction or Slider, and it's spelled S-L-Y, like Slider, on my website at sankeymagic.com. You can check that out right now. Let me ask the question of the week right now, and then we'll jump into this really cool two-card transposition. Question of the week is this. What do you prefer? Let's put it this way. If you could only use one pack of cards for the rest of your life, whatever design you like, but either blue or red backs, blue or red, you could only have one. Which color? Leave a comment down below. Which color would you choose and why? Definitely, if rather than just saying blue or red, if I'm really only going to stick, I'm going to have my team choose the 12 winners of Reconstruction from people who actually write blue and why, or red and why. Only one color the rest of your life, red or blue back, and why. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. All right. Let's jump into this sweet trick. Now, there's a lot of different ways with advanced card handling and medium level card handling you can do this crazy transposition. First thing I want to say, though, is, you know, this involves one of my favorite themes in magic ideas, and that's cards changing. When a card changes, not necessarily changing places, but when a card changes, I think it's shocking magic. It's magic that doesn't need any scripting or any words to support it. When you have two cards changing places, it's a mind melter. When you do it twice in a row, it's even crazier. And when people get to sign the card, it's even crazier still. Okay, so I'm going to get into all that right now. Let's start with this one. So, for the version I just showed you, and there's a whole bunch of versions, I've created a few different handlings myself, I am using two queens, okay, and an ace. Now, I'm very specifically using these three cards because they're the maximum contrast. Lots of ink here, nothing here. These are black, this is red. That's important, okay? Now, you've got a Queen of Spades on top, then an Ace of Hearts, then a Queen of Spades. That's your setup on top. Now, you don't have to use an extra object to isolate these, but if you do, I think it adds to the drama. Having it also means that when I build, okay, when I go from just a coin or the marker or something in the space of a beer or whatever's resting on the card, when I go from that, why don't you put your hand on top of it? It gives me a natural theatrical build. Seems to be even more impossible when they put their hand on, okay? A little bit of psychology there. So here's my setup off the top. Now, what am I using? If you've done some card magic, you can tell I'm using double lifts, right? So, but they can't, this riffle force I do off the top, so where I cut the pack, okay, and I keep a break with my pinky at the back there. Then I retake that break with my thumb as I come over and I grab everything. Now my fingers are not here. They're right from the very tip all the way across, because you see that break? I want to cover that break. So as soon as I've done the cut, I cover the break from the front. So now there's nothing to see from the front, okay? Nothing to see from my right. Only on the far left will you maybe see a break. And I want to hold that with my thumb. Because as I dribble the cards, they can call stop wherever they want. Because what I do is I just dribble a card, drop a card, drop a card, okay? And then what you'll see, as soon as someone's about to say stop, their lips move just before they go, and you'll see them go, and they'll just start. And that's when you drop everything from below the break and cut the cards. And they will have said stop. Now, you can either go for a strike double, which means I'm going to push over with my left hands, okay, push over with my left thumb really, bevel the deck slightly to the side, and with a knack you can come over with your first finger, okay, and just by going up, you're going to strike probably near the top 4 or 5 cards, riffle up, and you'll get a feel. With enough practice, you'll get a feel for just those 2 cards and turn them over. But in the real world, if you're working with a bar and the cards are a bit moist, someone's been handling beers and some kid with sticky hands, he went over to your deck and kind of went through it like it was some sort of lawn sale, whatever. When the deck's a little, let's call it funky, to make sure you don't miss your double, just take off the top card, give it a flick. Here, it's like, okay, so we're going to start you with this card. And as you take this off and flick, all I'm doing here with my left hand is pushing off the top card by a little bit and retaking the break under my pinky. It is bulletproof. Now I put that back over and do a double lift. There will be purist magicians who say taking the card off and putting it back on is counterintuitive, okay? And they're right. But again, if you act like it's no big deal to people and you come back over, and you immediately do that flip, okay? They never think twice about it. So there's the double, bulletproof double, showing the ace. Turn this over and put this down. Boom, isolate that. If you want to put a marker on top or a drink, whatever. Say boom, ace of hearts. Next card, we'll do the bulletproof double again here, doing another double lift, showing the queen of spades, okay? So the contrast is so great. What's cool about this is not when you put the ace down and then show the next card below it, it really sells the idea that this is the ace, okay? Even though it's the duplicate queen of spades, okay? You're already so far ahead. You're here, okay? Now, if you want, you can turn this double lift over, wave it like a wand, snap, and show now it's the ace, and reveal here's the queen. Very strong, beautiful magic, boom. Nobody thinks for a second you're using a duplicate card. It makes no sense to a layperson's mind. However, what I did for you guys to add even more magic out of the gates is after I did this double lift, and you'll see where this is going, and the structure is great. Is you do the double lift. Now I'm going to do the Erdnase color change. It's actually called the Erdnase Houdini, okay? Anybody who wants to check out a whole bunch of just card changes, check out my Don't Blink project. Don't Blink card mat. There's 20 different card changes on it. Again, at SankyMagic.com. But for now, watch. I just wave. And I'm using this, and boy, I love that. That looks crazy. And to break this down real quickly, because I know a bunch of you already know this, is I'm pushing the queen forward. Then I got the ace here. I'm pulling it back with the heel of my hand, moving it forward, and then squaring everything up with that finger. You do it like this, and you get the flow going, where it looks like that queen just changes to the ace. So pretty, right? Boom. So they think this is the ace, but it's the queen on the table. They think it's the ace, though. I do that double lift I told you about. They see the queen. You do this, like this. You could even do a gesture towards there to suggest it goes. These little details add so much, okay? Then have them pick up the coin and show, boom. They think the trick's over. So important. Don't assume, don't rush on. Then you say, let them register that. Let the jaws hit the table. Say, hey, would you like to see that again? And you're always going to get it. Yes, we really would like to see that again. You say, fine. Now, the structure on this is so pretty because they see it's now the ace. I do that. I turn over the double lift, drop this on the table, turn this over, and it looks so fair now that there's the queen, there's the ace. But you actually have 2 queens on the table now, okay? Then you can mix it around like this, or ask them to slowly mix it around. They mix it around. I don't know if you could follow which was this. Now you can build it here. You can either have them put the coin on either card, your choice, whichever one you want to trap down. This freedom, this moment of giving them 100% free choice really sells the magic. It suggests that no matter how it's going to go, you have the ability to control it how you want. Very implicit, very powerful, okay? Or they slap their hand down. And let's say they put the hand down on this one, fine. Let's say, which one did you leave us with? You turn it over, queen. I mean, just this, boom. Oh, you left us with the queen. Boom. Everybody knows now this has to be the ace. I mean, they had any choice, so this is obviously the ace. So you're working on a visual level, but you're also now really working on a psychological level, really forcing them in many ways to believe. It's all about how much they believe, right? So you're here. Now, you can, of course, say, hold on really tightly, don't let me get near it, and do the change. Okay, that's crazy. I did a top change, okay? That's what I did there, is I showed this, and as I gestured and said, make sure you hold on to that really tightly. I'm switching this card for this card, okay? Here's the exposed view, okay? Well, make sure you switch onto that, okay? Looks really fair, though. They'd swear this is still the card, okay? So they've got the queen there. You've shown the queen here. The other way you can do is just a double lift, right? You've got the queen, drop that there, snap your fingers and turn over the double, boom. Immediately, it's the ace impossibly. People are going to scream, they lift their hand, and there's the queen like that, all right? Now, I've got this double here. If I want to clean up, right, I turn this over and I just stroke it with my thumb and I'm cleaned off my double. What I've done is the Cadiro Marlowe move, the KM move. Again, on the videos here, I like to share as many different kind of information as I can, okay? So I'm in this position here with the ace, and the Cadiro Marlowe move is to turn the card over. These left fingertips are going to squeeze that card, and slide it off under cover of doing this. In performance, it looks like this. I'm here, going to turn over my double like this, and that, okay? So fair, so clean. You've got this. If you want to get rid of the duplicate, obviously, it's easy enough to palm it off the top, right? You could put it away. When you put the coin in your pocket, you can get rid of the card. There's a few ways you can do that. Now, I want to share with you this signed version. This takes it to, it's more engaging for people. It's definitely seeming more impossible because there's no idea you're using a duplicate of their signed card. But before I jump into that, let me read you the winners from last week's slider winners, okay? I really appreciate and I really appreciate that more and more you are subscribing to this channel, and that we're getting closer and closer. We're climbing up towards that 400,000. Can't wait to get there. We're going to do 7 days in a row, 7 different videos in 7 days. It's going to be a celebration here on the channel. So help me get there. Subscribe to the channel, okay? But these are the winners of this slider, last week's slider contest. Resolute Griffin, Henry the Artist, Skinsky, right? Shane Hibbins, Dr. Max Piano Schneider, James Thomas, Hatsune Miku, Thought Patrol, this is clever, T-H-O-T, Thought Patrol, nice. Bradley Gill, Carlos Charlie, Valentina Barbary, and finally Alex QI. Would that be Key or I? Or I'm not sure, but Alex QI. You guys all won. As I say every week, and I say it in my sleep, I wake up sometimes, if you won, make sure to contact my team. I send an email to contact@sankeymagic.com. Let them know, hey, I won. You could even, subject heading could even be winner, chicken dinner. I won. Give them your YouTube name, your real name with your shipping address. Okay, and they will ship out the slider to you. You guys are going to love this gimmick. Looks like an ordinary paperclip. So much you can do with it. Okay, we've done that. Now let's look at this. Oh, and if in the background here, don't know if you can hear it. Crazy windy. One of the windiest days I've ever, there it is. Crazy windy here in Manhattan. Crazy windy. Okay, we're here. Now, I used to do this, and I would do it with duplicate cards, and I'd have one card pre-signed, okay? One card pre-signed. But when you're doing walk-around magic or you want to be set and good to go, I figured out a way that I didn't that I would not have to, where I could do this again and again and again. It's really very cool method. So get 2 cards with lots of white on them, okay? In this case, 2 cards, 2 5 of diamonds, and I've made 2 signatures on them. They're virtually identical, all right? We've got that. Let me lower this camera down here and show you this sweet and, I think, really practical handling here. So we're going to do much the same thing we did before. Let's make sure we don't have 2 queen of spades in the pack. Much the same thing when we want to do this, okay? I've got these 2. And my setup is, and this is a great opening trick for sure. Let's get a nice contrast card there. Got the 2 signatures facing the same way. Okay, they're facing the same direction with a queen in the middle. Now a queen's okay for contrast, but since I'm going to have a spectator sign this card, actually let's go with a low spot black card with some white on it there. I think that's a nice one. So that's going to be the way we do this. Now you are going to destroy 1 card every time you do this, but it makes for an awesome souvenir, and I think it's well worth it. So my setup's the same. I've got my signed card, an indifferent card between them, and another one of my signed cards. Exact same. Okay, but look at the difference here. You give the cards a false cut, whatever you want to do. Make sure that give the impression the cards are fully mixed up, question mark. You're here. Gonna do a double lift. Say, look, we'll start with this. Double lift, 2 of clubs. And I take the cap off, I hand it to the spectator and say, would you just put your initial there? Now notice, and this is an important bit of psychology, if you just do this, they might think they're supposed to take the card. But particularly in a setting where there isn't an obvious table or a bar stool, if I do this and say, just put your initials right there, and I hold the deck like this and like this, they understand I'm bracing the deck for them to put their initials. And also, rather than having them write their full name, if they just put their initial on there, it's a lot quicker and easier and less awkward. So let's say they put their initial, and their initial is DL, okay? Because they're not a real person. They, in fact, are a download. Man, this audience is bringing me down, okay? They put their initial there. So you're there, okay? Now, I do my double lift. I turn my 2 cards over, okay? I take this off. Blow on it is, of course, one of my signatures, long dry. Blow on it, put it down, okay? I can do the coin or put their hand, whatever they want. They're like that. Then I do my bulletproof double, get my flick, say we're going to on. And as I turn this over, I'm going to wrist kill. I'm going to clearly turn it over, but turn the deck towards me, grab the marker, and sign my full name on the card. Now, that whole thing is an illusion. It's a trick in itself, because this was one of my pre-signed cards. But I don't want to have to turn it over. If I turn it over, they're going to see it before I sign it. So that's why real casually turn it over, pretend to sign it there. Tip here for you. You don't want to pretend I've done this, where I'm pretending and I end up marking the card and it looks a bit of a mess, right? You really want to make sure you leave no ink. So I put my finger, and I don't want ink on my finger either. I hate that all night walking around. So I have my finger here, and I put it about a ½ inch from the end, and use the nail to make sure it looks like I'm signing the card, okay? But the nail makes sure the marker. That's a really kind of a valuable tip for you when it comes to the fake. I blow on that, okay? So they've marked their card. I've marked my card. So now it's under test conditions when they see not only the card with a wipe, but even the signature on the card changed to theirs. And what the... my freshly drawn signatures right down the table. They saw it takes it to a whole other level, right? But you can still do the exact same thing. Turn this over, come over here, turn this double, drop that down, mix these around. They slap their hand down on one or drop the marker on it when they'll do in this case. Now, what I'll sometimes do is say, put your hand on it, make sure I can't get close to it. Which one do you leave me with? Oh, okay, you left me with mine. Okay, put your hand, slap it down there, slap it down. Put your hand on, have a friend put, I'm glad I remembered this tip, guys, is because you can get so much fun when the spectator puts her hand down, then her boyfriend, then somebody else's friend. You get a mound of hands. I love that, okay? Crazy, everybody's involved, okay? And let's say here now, I'm saying, okay, so actually, sir, go. I want you to grab your hand too, and why don't you put your hand down in there as well? And I do the top change in this case. Put the deck away. Just wiggle. Snap. Slowly turn that over. People feel like you just stole the card from underneath that bush of hands. They all lift their hands, and possibly there is the signature. Okay. So that is, like I said, there's lots of versions of this, but to me, that's the real work. I really feel it's not about ego here, guys. I just am happy to have shared this with you. I think there's a lot of value in what I shared today. Do not forget to leave a comment down below for your chance to win the reconstruction. And let me know red cards or blue cards for the rest of your life. Red or blue, and why? Tell me why red or why blue. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, please subscribe to the channel. Help me get there. I want to get to those 500,000. That'd be awesome. Talk about mind-blowing. Big gift from you guys to me. I'd really appreciate your help with that. Get your friends to send the link. Say, hey, check out this guy. He's a bit weird. And have a great day. Okay, and wish me luck tonight. Really excited to give that talk here in NYC.